Colossians 1 verses 22 and 23 are often used to promote conditional security, but they do not teach that at all. Here's what it says: that Jesus will present you holy and unblameable. Those two things, holy and unblameable, are because of the blood of Christ. Ephesians 5:25 to 27, Hebrews 10:14, you see God has already perfected us. 2 Corinthians 10:21, we are now the righteousness of God in him. So we are holy and unblameable positionally because of the blood of Christ and our faith in the gospel. And unreprovable in his sight, if you continue in the faith grounded and settled, and be not moved away from the hope of the gospel. Reproof means correction. If you want to be unreprovable in his sight without correction before God, then you have to continue in the faith. You will be unreprovable if you continue in the faith grounded and settled, and be not moved away from the hope of the gospel. When you are grounded and settled in the faith and not moved away from the hope of the gospel, you will start to grow and mature. You will start to grow and mature, and you will be pruned, you will be taught, strengthened, sharpened. God will build you up, and you'll get to the point where you don't need that correction. Now, a believer can need correction. You look at Revelation 2 and 3, Jesus writes 7 letters to churches. 5 of those 7 churches had to be corrected. You see, almost the entire epistle of 1 Corinthians, chapters 1 to 15, was a massive correction. Galatians, they were being corrected about going into legalism under the Mosaic law. There's correction all through the Bible for God's people, even in the church. And if you want to be without correction, you have to continue in the faith grounded and settled, and be not moved away from the hope of the gospel. Paul didn't want to just get people saved. He wanted them also to grow and mature so that they could be presented perfect. You get to verse 28, Colossians 1:28. He says, they warn every man, teaching every man in all wisdom, that we may present every man perfect in Christ Jesus. He wanted them to grow and mature to that point of perfection where they would be unreprovable. That has nothing to do with if you don't do these things, then you lose your salvation. It has nothing to do with that. If you want to be unreprovable, you need to be grounded and settled in your faith and be not moved away from the hope of the gospel. I hope this helps. I hope it makes sense. Thank you guys for watching, and God bless.